Hello there, and welcome to this first of a number of what we're calling Steve's Word Room. There are a number of words that loom large in my life and experience, and I just want to take a few moments every month just to unpack them a little bit and leave us all with a little bit of a provocation and greater understanding. So follow us on Steve's Word Room every month. So there's a word that I want to share with you this month that really does dominate the engine of my life, and there's a story that surrounds it, and the word is very simply the word influence. Here's the story. It was some time ago. I was down in London preaching at a church, and I'd never been before, and they asked if they could just do a brief interview to introduce me to the congregation. And I agreed. It was fairly spontaneous, and so I sat there in front of a few hundred people answering questions that were fired at me. In the middle of it all, I was asked a question that at the time I thought, oh, I really hope I get the answer to this right. And the question was simply this: if you could sum up your life and ministry in one word, what would that word be? And I fumbled for a few seconds, and the word that I came out with was influence. I drove home back to Lichfield that night, wondering if there was a better word, or probably 30 better words that I could have used. And do you know what? I decided that the word that I'd used was the right word. As I thought about that then, I had a real sort of epiphany. And in my mind, as I'm driving up the motorway, what I saw was simply this. I was very old, probably in my 90s, and I was sat in a nursing home, and I'd got a little blanket around my knee, and I was drinking my cup of tea. I'm a great tea drinker. And I was turning over a photo album. And the pictures in that album were of people that I had time with over the years, couples that I'd had the privilege to join in marriage, babies that I had dedicated, families where I'd sat in their homes and prayed with them, at times cried with them, smiled with them, all the eventualities of being in ministry. And as I went through that photo album, I realised that the word influence was significant, because these were people whose lives I had the privilege, perhaps some just for a year or two, to influence. The photo album was really big. There were hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people there. But then the picture in my mind slipped to another image of those same people that I was looking at having their own photo album, and flipping through it, and somewhere in there was me. And they looked many years ahead, and they went, Steve Speight, gosh, yeah. He was my youth minister. He was the leader of the church at Lichfield. He's the guy who married us, who dedicated our children. I liked him. He was okay. He gave us a great enthusiasm about being a Christian. Influence, I said, is the engine room of my life. Here's a great quote that I read the other day. If your presence can't add value to my life, your absence will make no difference. Well, that's quite harsh in a way and provocative, and yet it's about influence. There are some verses in the Bible that I absolutely love, and they're found in the Sermon on the Mount. It's the Message version. They read like this. Jesus said, let me tell you why you are here. You're here to be salt seasoning that brings out the God flavours of the earth. If you lose your saltiness, how will people taste godliness? You've lost your usefulness, and it'll end up in the garbage. Or here's another way to put it. You're here to be light, bringing out the God colours of the world. Beautiful. God is not a secret to be kept. We're going public with this, as public as a city on a hill. If I make you light bearers, don't you think I'm going to hide you under a bucket? No. I'm putting you on a light stand, and now that I've put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. Be generous with your lives. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up with God, this generous Father in heaven. The word influence. And my challenge to you this month is simply this. How do you use your your prayers, your words, your friendship? How do you connect with that network of people at work, at church, at home, in the family? Take hold of that word influence and realise that your words are powerful. Your friendship is significant. Your influence on other people's lives can be for eternity. Live it. Influence. So thanks for taking the time to come and visit Steve's Word Room. Can I invite you to come and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and each month then as we upload these Word Room videos, you can just get a first-hand glimpse of the word that we're talking about. So thanks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.